I'd like to call this meeting of the community, who I'm hearing a echo.
Oh, it's. I think it's mine. I think it's mine.
No, I think I'm on KFC here. Hope to see you real soon.
One moment, please.
I'm off. See,
Thank you.
I think we're good. Okay.
Okay.
It sounds like it may be here.
Still hear it too.
Is he here still? Do you still hear it?
Yeah,
It's me then. Already disabled the sound. Yeah. Maybe it's Michael.
yeah, it's coming out of Michael's.
Yeah, he's highlighted on Karen's feed, so it looks like, you know, when you're highlighted, you have the mic. The MC.
There we go.
Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks, man.
Like to call to order the meeting of the Cambria Community Service District. Today, it is May 28th, 2025. It is 1 p.m. And I would ask all of you to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So we do have a quorum. All 5 board members are here. So let's go ahead then to public comment. This is agenda item number 2. Do we have anybody who would like to do public comment in-house? Yes, Ms. Heinrichs.
Where is the microphone?
It's right here. You can stand right next to Michael here.
Okay. See, I just have a couple of questions. This sounds like a really good idea. In reading the agenda, I was confused because there are 2 invoices, both with the same date of October 2024 and the same number, but they're different. They have different numbers on them. And the second one, these are pages 11 through 14. The second invoice obviously is updated in 2025. So it just, you know, it's a confusing paper trail because that can't be right. So, but I was glad to see that on the second one, the tax calculation is corrected. That was off by more than $20,000. So that's good to see.
Are you ready for the next person?
I
I don't know
I
if
have
there's
another,
a-
I have more. I'm not
explanation.
done.
Is there an explanation? No.
Basically, we got the email last night at 4:10 PM
Mhm,
after we had already posted the agenda.
mhm.
They updated the invoice with the second portion of the tariffs. So they left the date the same with the original quote of $290,000 and left that quote date and then updated it with the tariff.
And I can
monies.
speak to that further. I spoke with Dennis Monahan of Sierra Equipment last night, indicated to him that the dates and those items at the top of that header were not correct. Those are not correct. Those are the old dates because that's when our voucher was turned into core, California off-road exemption. And that PO number that's associated to that voucher
Mhm.
are all part of that voucher nomenclature and identification process for that. So those were not updated, just the final figures.
Okay, but Deb, you might want to add a date in there somewhere that they were updated in 2025. Because it just is confusing. If someone's looking for the paper trail, you know, it doesn't make sense. So, okay, and the other thing is if you could explain the budget adjustment, that $115,000 that's coming from water reserves to what? And how does that work? If you could just explain that, that would be helpful. And also I ask that you use AGP Media for all board meetings, especially meetings like this where significant action is going to be taken, because then it will be archived so that the records are all in one place rather than having them spread around. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hendricks.
AGP has a 3-hour minimum, don't they?
Yeah, we're not gonna spend that type of money to have a 1 hour special board meeting.
Yes, that does make, but
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
okay, wait.
President has a floor here.
Yes.
So-
Okay, anybody online?
Yes, Jeff Wilson.
Okay, Mr. Wilson, hello.
Hello, thank you, President Scott. Just a couple things that I didn't see included in the documentation, but I may be missing something. First, addressing the warranty issues, 2-year drivetrain, 3-year battery EV components with an option for an extended warranty. Are we looking at an extended warranty or not? And if so, what's the cost? So that's the first question. Second is related to the EV battery and components itself. What is the expected useful life of the battery? I'd hope over 2 years. And how will the unit be charged and where? And will there be additional funds needed for the charging station if needed? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wilson. Is there anyone else online? Okay, do you want to speak to that?
Sure, I mean, we've discussed some of these before.
Yeah.
So we have a level 2 80 amp, 240 volt electric vehicle charger, that has been approved by you. Thank you guys so much. We've also received over $20,000 in funding for this, charger. This will charge not only our current Lightning Pro EV pickup, but our future truck as well. And this is compatible with that tractor. So we will have that charging, in-house, on-site, and that will all be installed before we take receipt of this as well. So yeah, we did think about that. And, I haven't really looked too far into the extended warranty. From my understanding, it wasn't really that much better than the stock warranty that came with it. So that's something we could take a look at though.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Green. Any other public comment? All right. So let's go then to regular business. This is agenda item 3A. Mr. McElhaney.
Agenda item 3A, discussion consideration of adoption of resolution 27-2025, amending the fiscal year 2024 final budget. The agenda was amended on 5/27 because of this late email. So going backwards, we were first in line for the EV tractor, but we hadn't done the budget adjustment to actually get the purchase order. So we scheduled a special meeting in order to get the funds adjusted. And at 4:10 last night, we got the email that that tractor is now gone. So with that, the tractor not only is gone, but because of recent tariffs and things like that, there was an increase in price of about 3%. So we are up to a total of $415,666 and some change. 290 of that is the voucher with a tax credit, which brings the total discount from that 415 discounts by about 311,000.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So the budget adjustment, the out the door price is $104,641.68. What we're asking for is a budget adjustment of $115,000.
Thank you.
Because we want to have a little bit of contingency money in there in case costs increase, I mean, we could do a budget adjustment for the exact amount down to the penny, but we figured we would bump that up by roughly $10,000 in case there's any other infrastructure needs we might need at the plant, when this tractor arrives, or there's some other unforeseen expense. And with that, I'll open it to the board for any questions.
Okay, board members.
There are a couple, and this is not currently in the budget, so this is
Correct.
adding the total amount.
Correct.
So that contingency makes sense. The battery, the typical life of battery of this nature, like life cycle, 10 years, more or less.
I was, quoted as 15, where
Okay.
you start to see degradation. The warranty, as this is covered, is 10 years and under. You get 10 years and under, you get full return or first full cost of the battery. As you get over that, the warranty that goes up to 20 years is prorated each year after that. So you'd get, at 19 years, you'd get 10% of that battery cost back. And at 18 years, you'd get 20% cost. Do you see how that incrementally goes back on that battery use?
So up to 10 years, full replacement, and then it's a sliding scale.
Correct.
Wow. Can we get batteries like that for our iPhones?
Well, I would say that's engineered obsolescence with phones as those updates
Yeah.
require, but yeah, I mean, I've had an electric vehicle for almost 10 years and I've seen zero degradation in my battery life on there. So if you maintain the batteries, of course, if you do a lot of fast charging, that's gonna degrade the battery faster. A level 2 charge won't do that. It'll charge it faster than obviously a level 1 or a slower level 2, so that way we'll be able to turn around and charge that at night and be able to use that the next day and so forth. But that is the best way to extend the battery life just naturally, just charging it correctly and have that maintained.
Awesome.
And it is the next generation lithium ion, which they're saying is lasting even longer.
Awesome. And I'm sure I heard you explain this at R&I, but just, maybe repeat here. Is there any loss of utility of this vehicle as compared to conventional in terms of the attachments you hook up? Great question.
Fantastic. No, so all the hookup, it has a third PTO hookup. So if we wanted to, we could hook a
The power
mowing
pickup.
flail up to it. We can hook, it comes with a 2-foot wide stinger bucket or a trenching bucket. That's a little bit wider. We put some of the contingency in there. I'd like to purchase a smaller bucket. All of our trenches here, we try and do 12 inches and under. So we probably picture, or purchase rather, an optional bucket in that area. Also, the contingency could kind of help us evaluate whether we want to do an extended warranty on it and such, but all the components that come with it will be ready to use. And this price is delivered as well. This isn't us for another 4,000 or having to go pick this up and drive it from Fresno back or anything like that. So all those costs are inclusive.
Yes, Director Dean.
Thank you, President Scott. So do we have any idea when another tractor is going to be available?
So honestly, I'll take the onus for this and while we kind of drug our feet, we've been looking at this, as you know, since September. We didn't really know the efficacy of these models, how well they did. As soon as they started to roll out in February and March, we were able to start contacting people for references. And I think I spoke about this. We spoke to like an oil agency out in the valley, another smaller water agency. And typically their operations mirror ours where, we come at 7, we're on the job site by 8, we work till 3 or 4. And they said that you can get 4 hours of pure driving operation out of it. And then 8 hours of digging operation out of it. Well, one end of the town to the other is only about 15 minutes away. And typically on a dig throughout the day with our loader bucket and our stinger bucket, we're operating about 4 hours. So we thought this fit into our scenario. So as word started to get out on this and people started to purchase these, honestly, I was planning for this for the budget for the next fiscal year, which is a month away. But as fast as as the vouchers were being obtained and these were being built and sold out, it unfortunately got away from me. And those 4 models that they had in stock, that last one did sell yesterday at 3 o'clock, which is why we got the update. And to make a short story even longer, we should be able to take receipt by the end of the month. We're anticipating 3 new models hitting their dealership within the next 2 weeks, but I'll just say by the end of the month for any lead time or any other.
The end of the
Delivery.
month is.
June, I'm sorry, yeah, I'm already into next month. I'm a mile higher there, soaring through, but yeah, so by the end of June, rather. I'm sorry, I clarified.
Thank you. And just to pile on to it, Mr. Green just said, we had some very thorough discussions about this tractor and how they operated compared to the traditional tractor at R&I, and we asked a lot of questions at the board meeting too, so I'm comfortable with this purchase. And I think it's very environmentally friendly.
I think it's great.
We love that piece of it. That's what we want to do. We've been thinking about climate action and adaptation for 5, 6, 7 years now. So we really like that piece. But the functional piece with that, if it wasn't gonna work for us, if we were gonna, use this for 2 hours and it was gonna die for us, and we're gonna have to bring out an ICE motor or a diesel tractor anyway, what was the use?
Yeah.
So now that we've kind of got those references and they're providing the efficacy of operation of the tractor, we think this is just a win-win for us. But yeah, I apologize for bringing this a little bit late. I really didn't anticipate those 4 models selling that fast, but when you have a $290,000 rebate from the state, I think people take action,
Yeah.
so.
Yes, Director.
Yeah, question, following up on the, mentioning contingencies, it sounds like from what you say about the timetable for, getting the tractor, it's pretty much, the cost, sounds like it's pretty solid. I mean, it's probably not gonna go up much in the next few weeks, right? So my question is on that, you have about a contingency of about 10,000. You mentioned that there are certain things like, smaller bucket you would get. What else would the contingency cover? I mean, it sounds like it also could cover extended warranty if you want it. Like, what else would you do with the contingency? You know, if we have $10,000 there that's available, how much, what other things you think you might need or might want with that?
Honestly, internally, we had just thought about that extra piece, that extra stinger bucket that was smaller, and then perhaps the warranty. Those are only the other 2.
How much do those
pieces.
warranties cost?
I think they're about 1,500.
1,500?
Yeah.
Thank you. That's,
Anything else, Director Gray?
it sounds like a very conservative, fiscally conservative strategy here, because we probably have a fair amount of money, and that money would be encumbered in the next budget, so we'd be able to spend it then.
And I'll also add here that 3% increase dated back to May 5th.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think we're covered on any other tariff increases, hopefully, for at least the next couple of months, but.
As far as you know.
Yeah.
And if there's anything with the tractor when it arrives in June, you know, we're working with Denise, but we can look at the next fiscal year budget
Mhm.
and put some monies towards
Yeah.
maybe a flavor, you know, a
Mhm.
piece to that. So, we just didn't bump up the contingency too much, just a little sprinkle.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's fairly obvious that this is like the best of both worlds in the sense that not only is this an environmentally friendly opportunity that we can take advantage of, but this voucher program lowers the cost by over $300,000. And I just want to thank Jim. It kind of reminds me in some ways of when John Allison got that Vector truck. You know what I mean? And man, what a boon that was to your department, I mean, to wastewater. And now you're getting this for water. It's just a heartwarming feeling that you and, you know, using Jim as well, that you're taking advantage of opportunities when they arise to the benefit of the ratepayers of the community as well as the district. So thank you.
Thank you, Director Farmer. Do you have any other questions or?
No, I think this is a great, like I say, a great opportunity, and we should count our blessings considering all the other financial challenges
Yeah.
that we're facing to have this, you know, beneficial situation on the scene.
Great.
Thank you, Director Farmer. And I will say one other thing, with my conversation with Dennis Monahan from Sarah Equipment last night. All the core vouchers are spoken for at this time.
Oh,
Mhm.
So they haven't been procured or purchased but they've been given out or awarded, whether those agencies or private companies choose to purchase those is up to them. But right now, yeah, no other core vouchers exist for this. So
Oh, wow,
we hit some timing right.
yes.
Not every-
Or
One more,
yes.
one more quick question about
Sure.
the uses of this. Is it being paid for out of water, but it sounds like you've got a number of things you can do with it. They're like, for instance, in, maintenance,
F&R.
F&R, yeah. It would be useful for it too. And I don't know if you're already, if it's ready to do that, if you have to get attachments for it, but it sounds like it's very versatile in terms of what it can do.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
So all of our equipment is district-wide.
Right.
We don't silo, we don't say only water can
Yeah.
use this and not wastewater. So yeah, our anticipation was to spread it throughout the district to FNR if they needed it. They use their tractors so much that sometimes they're out for repair, and this would be a good alternative for them as well. I can think back to 2021, when the chief at that time, Hollingsworth, called me and said, hey, bring the tractor and the dump truck over to the Fiscalini Ranch. We gotta get people out through the ranch here on that
Yeah.
horrible flood day. So
Yeah.
there was our old 1979 case and our dump truck hauling out there and putting in base so we could, evacuate people in the community out that southern portal there, the Fiscalini Ranch. So yeah, this is intended for district wide. This isn't gonna be the water department hoarding it and not letting it out.
So, I have a question. So the money is coming from water reserves.
It is.
Okay,
Yeah.
not general fund.
No,
Okay.
marry the two shall meet.
Okay, great, great. Any other questions or comments from board members? Could you read who's online?
Jeff Wilson and Rochelle Benjamin.
Okay, thank you very much. Welcome. Please. All right, yes.
Excuse me, President Scott. I
Sure.
just want to make a comment. I want to thank Ms. Heinrichs and Mr. Wilson for their participation in today's meeting and showing a certain interest
Yeah.
in this process here in one fashion or another to make sure that we have our i's dotted and our t's crossed, so to speak. And thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Anything else from the board members? No? Okay. Are we ready for a motion? Okay, yes, Director.
Yes, I move that the board adopt resolution 27-2025, amending the fiscal year 2024-2025 final budget as amended on May 27th, 2025.
Okay, second. Right,
Director Gray.
Aye.
Director Dean.
Aye.
Director Farmer,
Aye.
Vice President Thomas.
Aye.
President Scott.
aye. All right. Since there is nothing left on the agenda, I would like to have a motion to adjourn.
Move for your turn.
Okay,
Second.
okay, great. And we are, oh, you want to do a roll?
No, I don't want
Oh,
to.
then you don't need to. I think we're good.
Acclamation, yeah.
Okay.